Welcome back to the podcast. I am so glad that you're here. Today we're talking about something really tactical, how to pay off your credit cards, because I know that this is a struggle for so many people. And so I just want to come at this head on. I feel like I know for so many people that credit card debt feels like a weight. It feels like an anchor. It feels like it's something that's holding you back. And you feel like you're stuck in a cycle. Like your intention is to pay off the credit card and you are thinking that you're going to get to it next month. Next month, you'll be able to put a bigger payment on there, but it just doesn't happen. It is the credit card cycle. You promise you're not going to use it. You're like, I am not going to use the credit card. I'm trying to, pay that thing off. And then what happens? A friend invites you to lunch. You decide your kid needs new clothes for school. You take your daughter shopping. And then the dog gets sick. And what do? You have to pull out the credit card again because you don't have a plan for these expenses, right? You're not prepared, so you just put it on the credit card and you're like, I'm just going to worry about that next month. Next month is going to be different. I'll, be able to pay it off then. I just know it. I'm just sure things are going to get better. It's all going to work out. I was the queen of it's all going to work out. That was me to a T. I'd be like, it's fine. It's just a rough patch. It's just a hard month. We have, some little extra things going on right now, but it's going to get better. I'm naturally a very optimistic person, and I was being very optimistic. But you know what? Optimism doesn't pay the bills, and it doesn't get you out of credit card debt. But a good plan will. So if you're already feeling like this episode is for you, and you feel like this is really great, but I already know that I could use a little bit more guidance than what I'm going to get out of the show today, please go to the show notes and grab my free money clarity guide. It's something that I created for you where you can really get clear on where you're at with your money. There's a special prayer in there for you. You get to rate yourself. And I know that it's a tool that can really help you not only eliminate some credit card debt, but also just move you ahead forward, in general in your finances. What I need to tell you before we dive into the tactics on how to pay off your credit card debt is you have to know that there is mindset work that is required for this. I'm not going to talk about that today. This is a very tactical episode today. But please listen to, pretty much any other episode from this podcast, and you will find mindset, strategies, tips, tricks. But episode 5, one of my very first episodes, which is my most downloaded episode, it's called Your Money Mindset, and that one is really going to be helpful. So if you haven't listened to that yet, I have a link for that in the show notes, so you can grab it there, and I would highly encourage you to get that in your ears even prior to finishing this episode. Okay, so here we go. The first thing that you'll need to do when you're tackling your credit card debt is to stop using your credit cards. Cut them up, put them in your underwear drawer, get those auto payments off of there. Get them on your debit card. Get it off your Amazon account. Take it off your iPhone. Get it out of your iPhone wallet. Like, you have to stop using the credit card because we have to stop the bleeding. I'm really a firm believer in this has to happen because otherwise you're going to find yourself stuck in that cycle that I talked about at the beginning, where you're just accidentally, quote, end quote, accidentally using your credit card when you don't really intend to. So please stop using your credit card. Now, I'm not saying you have to cancel them right away. Eventually, maybe that's something you want to do. But for right now, let's just take a baby step, one tiny little step towards the future that you're building for you and your family, and just stop using the credit card. Okay? This has to happen. Because you can't have that balance grow while you're trying to pay it off. You'll just feel like you're buried. The other thing after you stop using your credit card, the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to work from a plan. Because when you have a money plan, a spending plan, a tracking system, some sort of plan for your money, whether it's an app or a spreadsheet or pen to paper or whatever, this is going to tell you what your money is already doing, where it's going, and how it can be tweaked to help support this mission in paying off your credit card. Because if you look and you're like, oh my goodness, we spent $300. This is an actual story. My client yesterday, she was telling me that over the weekend, her and her husband spent $400 on eating out, on just eating out on the weekend. And prior to working together, she knew that they were spending a lot, but she didn't know how much. And that was really eye-opening to her. So when you see something like that in your plan or in your tracker, and you can be like, okay, that, like, we're done with that. We need to detour where that money is going, and we need to put it to what is most important to us right now, getting this credit card debt paid off. Your plan too, or your tracker, is also going to show you how much money you have to put on your credit card debt, which is really, really key. Because if you're just willy-nilly making extra payments or, increasing your payments on your credit card, what's going to happen? If you don't have a plan, you're probably going to end up short later in the month. You're not going to have money for the essentials because you put too much on your credit card, and then you'll have to bust out the credit card again. And remember, that's what we're trying to avoid. Okay. Honestly, this might be the hardest for a lot of people. But if you can pretend and just live like using a credit card is not an option. It's not an option. We don't have a credit card. We're not using a credit card. We're like, that doesn't exist in our life anymore. Yes, you may have to cut some things. You may have to cut your restaurant, spending. You may have to cut some subscriptions. But if there is a big enough reason and you're on fire to get this credit card debt gone, then you'll do it. Because if you keep going the way you've been going, you're going to get what you've been getting. So just pretend you don't have a credit card. You know what's really funny is I'm in my late 40s, and my parents didn't have a credit card until I think I was in my 30s. And so it is possible to live without credit cards. My parents did for, over half their life. They've only, probably like most of their life, I should say, they lived without a credit card. And if you're in my generation or close to my age, then your parents probably did the same thing. And so we know that it's possible. And, using the phrase or the excuse, well, everything is just so expensive. Is it really, or are you just not stewarding your money to the things that are important to you? So the next thing after you're pretending like, nope, we're not using credit card, like credit cards are not an option. The next thing is to list out all of your credit card debts, the minimum payments, the balances, and the interest rates. Okay. So you can stick it in a spreadsheet. You can write it out in a notebook. I don't really care. You can find an app. I don't really care how you do it, but I want it to all be in one spot so you can see exactly what you got going on. Okay. After you have your list, then I want you to decide what credit card you're going to focus on first in paying off. And this is where so many people, they just overthink it and they feel like they're not smart enough to know which one to start with. Listen, there is no wrong answer here. You can start with the debt snowball method, and you can use the one with the lowest balance and pay that off. You can use the avalanche method, which is the one with the highest interest rate. You can choose the one that has the biggest minimum payment, because like once that is out of your life, you're going to have so much more money freed up in your account. So it doesn't matter which one. You might have one that's has a balance from like a really crappy time in your life. Like maybe you went through something medically that was just really heart-wrenching and you have a medical bill from that, you can, and you just like, every time you pay that bill, you're like, oh, it's just like the flood of emotions come back. If that has negativity associated to it, there's nothing wrong with getting rid of that debt first, right? There's no wrong answer, but you'll want to look at these and pray about it and, ask God for guidance to the one that he wants you to focus on and paying off first. So you're going to choose one and then you're going to go, 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 baby. You are going to find all the money you can and throw it at this credit card. You might sell some things on Marketplace. You might pick up an extra job temporarily just to pay this thing off. You might grab some overtime. You might, cut all your subscriptions and get a TV that has an antenna, right? We have that. We have a TV with an antenna. You might decide that, you are going to not go to restaurants for a month. I mean, you get to choose how big and how much you want to sacrifice and how important it is for you to get this thing out of your life, right? So you're going to just put everything at this one card while keeping up with minimum payments on everything else. You don't want any bills unpaid, okay? So you're going to tackle this one credit card until that's done. Then, hear me, don't skip this part. When that credit card is paid off, you're going to pause, you're going to celebrate, and then you're going to repeat. So then you'll go back and pick the next card. And here's just a note that I want to make. If you have like a really ginormous balance on the card that you're attacking, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't celebrate until I pay off 25 grand. Like that means I can't celebrate for years. Why don't you celebrate once you have 5,000 paid off, or even 3,000, or you pick your number partway through. Maybe you, in celebrating, you go to dinner, or you take a bath, or you go on a gratitude walk, or you buy yourself a cute shirt that you've been eyeing up, or you take a friend to coffee. Because, this is real life too. And it's going to feel so damn good when you get rid of this credit card debt. But we also want to live. Okay? So we're not living in a fantasy world here. But celebrating is going to give you that little chance to maybe experience or, give yourself a little treat for something that you worked towards and achieved. And here's the thing that most people don't know about celebrating. When we celebrate, and it seems to not matter if we celebrate big or we celebrate little, but it tells our brain that we're awesome, that we can do it, and it gives us momentum to keep going. Okay? So please, please do not miss the celebrating. Once that card is paid off, you're going to go back to your list and you're going to look again and see, okay, which one is next? And then you're just going to repeat it. You're going to go all in until that card is paid off. You're going to celebrate and then you're going to repeat. Okay? You keep doing this. And this method, what I'm sharing with you, this go all in, celebrate, repeat, is part of my one and done method in my new workbook journal. I'm not going to talk about that really now, but the link for that is in the show notes if you want to watch the little YouTube clip of it. Okay. Once your debt is paid off, like all the credit cards are paid off and you're like, holy crap, we did it, or I did it, whatever, if you're not working with a partner, then I want you to celebrate big. I want you to go to a fancy dinner. I want you to go to a concert. I want you to go, for a weekend getaway, take a trip, go spend a whole day at the spa, like celebrate big. In whatever way feels great for you, just make sure in your celebration, you're paying cash for that. Okay? Oh my gosh, this is so good. I'm saying this and I'm just so on fire for you to get the debt out of your life because I know how freeing it's been. Yes, I'm speaking from experience. I mean, just full transparency, we have never had a ton of credit card debt, but even the tiny bit that I had like on a Kohl's card, I hate it. Like, oh, it was just made me feel ick. And then when I had a car payment, oh my gosh, like I'm going to do everything in my power to not ever have a car payment. I hated having a car payment. I felt like every month I was just giving my money away. I just didn't like it. So I know how freeing it can be when you don't have debt. And I am over here. I'm cheering for you. I'm praying for you. I am wishing you big, abundant things. And if you ever feel like you need greater support, grab that money clarity check-in that I mentioned earlier. A link is in the show notes. Or for one-on-one support, reach out to me personally in the DMs on Instagram or Facebook. And you can also email me info@jenniferpiella.com. I will see you in my inbox, and I look forward to sharing with you next time.